G'day, folks. Welcome back to another Beaven 42 show. A couple of interesting games on the weekend, mate. Any thoughts on them early?
Yeah, look, great time of year with finals, but sad time of year because the footy's coming to an end. Right? So, a couple of surprising game in the Penrith-Melbourne game, but Rabbits over Manly is pretty much what we had expected, right? So,
yeah, exactly. So, the first game there, Rabbits 36, Manly 16, and Bunnies just too fast out of the gate, mate, and Manly just couldn't foot it with them.
No, that's right. They just looked a bit lost. South blew them away early, which is what they needed to do, not give them a sniff, not let Tommy into the game, right? So they held him really well, right? So
yeah, sure did. And Reynolds, the smoky that didn't kick most of the game, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah, so groin injury, right? The other young kid kicked pretty well, I thought, for goal, right? You know, they didn't really miss much there, right? So, but I think if you miss Reynolds' kicking game, it's probably only second to Cleary's in the competition, right? But South just had too much against a pretty average Manly team, right? So.
Yeah, exactly right. And then the other game was very strange. So the Storm 6 and the Panthers 10. I've never seen Storm play so bad before.
Yeah, speaking of average, so much drop ball, just thrown off their game, right? Wouldn't have been helped with Welsh and Smith's injuries or HIAs, but they just didn't look composed at all. Never really looked like winning the game, I've got to say, right?
No, exactly. Look, maybe they watched the podcast last week where I said that they just steamroll the Panthers and they let the media get in their head.
Yeah, but I really love the first. The energy early in that game was really good, right? And the battle between Pangai and Welsh was one that you just love to watch. So I thought it was awesome, Pangai going after Welsh, but in the end, Storm just didn't seem to have any energy, right? It was almost like they were the ones who played two tough games in a row, not Penrith.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, for the first time in a while, the Storm going to have a longer off season. So, news of the week: the Dally M Awards over 2 nights. Fantastic concept. Should spread it out over 365, in my opinion. Winner was Tommy Turbo, though. Just amazing to win it in 15 games.
Yeah, incredible. I would love to have known what the odds were when he hadn't played a game after 5 weeks for him to win the Dally M, right? So surely he must have been 50s or something, right? So he didn't have the big odds. I think standout best player of the year. Cleary was close, but I think Tommy T totally deserved to win it, right? So best season I've probably seen from anyone, I think, right? So I think it was better than the Jared Hayne season from.
Yeah, lots of similarities to that.
But format, they've got to change that. They've got to go to the same format as the Brownlow. Just suck it up that the AFL has a great format. Just follow it because it works, right? This one was just ridiculous.
Yeah, just too stubborn for their own good in that regard. So, speaking of stubborn, COVID strikes again and has capped the Suncorp Grand Final at 75% for now. And just read an article where there's a potential that the game will be postponed.
Oh, really? Wow.
So,
well, I mean, that just seems ridiculous that they would postpone it. But when you've got 50,000 tickets, it's a decent gate that you'd be missing out on, isn't it? Right? If you played without people, right? So maybe they're not even allowed to move it to Townsville because Townsville had a case too. So maybe the government's going to tighten it up. Yeah. But surely they'll leave it open for a few more days. Come on. What's her name? Anna.
Yeah. Just keep
Leave
it
it
open.
open.
Three more days, Anna. Keep it open. And so the other story of the week is probably the bad boys of the league, and there's drugs galore through the comp. Reece Walsh, Storm boys, what's going on?
Reece Walsh is an absolute flog for getting busted. Firstly, for having it, and then secondly, for hanging around the cops and annoying them to the point that they took him and arrested him, right? And then found it hidden in his jocks or wherever, right? But just stupidity. And the Storm boys, right? You know, that's amazing. Imagine, you know, like if you're there with friends and someone does that, it's just craziness, right? So,
yeah.
But why did they do it? You know, so although saying that, there's no evidence that they took it.
Well, no. It's hard to think that they wouldn't have, but yeah, you're right. They're not guilty yet.
But then I don't understand why they weren't drug tested.
Yeah.
You know, so why were they not drug tested? You know, this came out on Monday, I think, right? And they got knocked out on Saturday. So, you know, I mean, I don't know how quickly that stuff goes through your system, but surely they could have been tested.
You would have thought so. You would have thought so. But anyway, we'll move on to the big news now. So the one we've been looking to all year, big grand final, Bunnies, Panthers. Bunnies 1-17 and Panthers without TPJ.
Yeah, look, it's a game we've been looking forward to. It's not the matchup we were looking forward to, right?
True.
Beginning of the season, we were both looking for a Dragons-Titans game, right? But you know, that really didn't have legs from the beginning. So, yeah, look, should be a good game. Panthers missing TPJ. Look, last week I think was the only game I've really seen him firing, so I don't think they're going to miss him that much. Edwards in doubt, but you know I think he's going to play, and especially if Tyler could play, right? So, and I think that Penrith will be too good. I think that the Panthers will get the chocolates. I think 18 points to 12.
Nice. Yeah, well, I can't believe that I'm actually cheering for the Bunnies because they are my absolute pet hate team, but now the Panthers are. So I've got the Bunnies winning this by 8. So I'm going to go 22-14 if my maths holds solid.
Yeah. Good maths. Good maths.
Yeah.
So, yeah, worth a punt. Right. So,
yeah. Well, at $2.25.
Well, I think if the Rabbits are going to win, they're going to have to jump the Panthers early, right? Because I just don't see if it gets in a tight game, you know, I just think that the Panthers will, you know, they won't want to lose again to Rabbits. They won't want to lose grand final again. Right? So anyway, you know, not that Ivan Cleary is one of my favourite people, but you know, look, there's people hating both sides, isn't there, right?
Yeah, true. True. I just jump on the bandwagon. I'm just a Cleary by 2 non-fan. So
I think we could both be stating that in the preseason we both backed South to win the premiership, right?
True.
By about round 15, we said they couldn't win it, but you know, they got there, and good on them. And old Clint Eastwood has done a great job again.
Yeah, he has. He's a winner. He's a wily old bugger, but yeah, wherever he goes, he tends to have success. And yeah, the Bunnies looking to break that ridiculous record of being beat by 50 and then winning the GF.
Yeah. Well, it is a ridiculous one, given that this year there's been so many points, isn't there? Right. So
yeah.
So maybe you know, stats are there to be broken, right? So
that's it.
So we'll see what happens.
All right, mate. Well, look, enjoy your grand final day. And as you mentioned earlier in podcast 1, 2 Q Cup games and the Gulls playing the Gulls.
Yeah, Seagulls versus the Seagulls. You got to love that, right? So, two teams like the birds fighting over a hot chip, right? So really looking forward to that one. I'm backing the Seagulls, but I don't know which ones.
Nice. Yeah. Anyway, mate, it'll be a good day, and yeah, sad to think that that's the end of the NRL season. So keep an eye out for any podcasts we do in the off season, folks, and we'll be looking at a few team reviews and then team previews early next year.
Yeah, and don't forget to place some comments with some of the ideas of the things that you'd like us to cover potentially in the off season. Right? So we're always listening to our viewers for feedback.
Nice. And we'll look to get Barley High as permanent sponsors for next year.
Barley High are very interested in us. So.
All right, buddy. Enjoy the grand final, mate. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care. Enjoy the footy.